Black women, when we do the same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower. The racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
This the introduction. Yep, I'm introducing me. 6 feet, 300 pounds, known to rock the newest sneaks. Cool and never fooling, rocking G-Shocks like it's jewelry. Counting mad currency, flowing better than fluently. A man told me my years ain't match my wisdom. I can't.
What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy, the beautiful black man, Brimezus, is back in here with another YouTube video on black victimhood. I know it's gonna disgruntle and ruffle a lot of feathers here, but we're gonna have this discussion anyway, guys. Before you guys, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to dislike this video. I don't care what kind of race or background you come from, if you disagree with what I have to say in this video. Don't forget to cop some King Kamara Brimezus t-shirts off my websites. The link will be in the description box below. And most importantly, guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can continue to give you guys more content on a regular basis. So without further ado, let's go on with the video. Now, what sparked this video, guys, I had a conversation earlier with a family member. I'm not even gonna edit that out. We were talking about something regarding, like, you know, entrepreneurship, commerce, and whatnot, and it somehow went some kind of like race war and how black people were going to be like attacked and were victimized. I want to preface this real quick. Yes, I fully understand that black people experience racism here in the United States. I understand there's many issues that we as the African American community face, not only domestically in the United States, but also abroad. I am not denying that in the slightest, okay? And on top of that, I would even admit that a lot of the issues that are facing the black community that affects us today have an intimated by forms of racism. However, we are in the age 2021. It's 2021. To give you an example, my favorite black activist and one of my biggest heroes of all time, Malcolm X, died over 60 years ago. Not over 60 years, probably about almost 60 years ago, all right? He was campaigning over 60 years ago. And he did a lot for black empowerment, improving, like, you know, the communal black identity. There's so many things you can learn from Malcolm X. But nowadays, instead of like fighting for actual rights and actual security and actual opportunity, we have black people, particularly black women, complaining about how diets are racist. That's where we've come to in the United States. It's 2021 and we have the luxury, it's a luxury that black women can complain about diets being racist.
That you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
When, as black people, you know, not trying to sound prejudiced here or elitist here, but from a biological scientific standpoint, there's melanin and there's several other things. You know, we have a genetic advantage over pretty much every other race by a great amount of margins. Diet is worse for us better, we have better metabolism. The only problem is we live in a society where we are encouraged to have very poor diets, indulge in very unhealthy lifestyles, have liquor and corner stores infested in the hood, and things like that. The point I'm trying to make is that it's very advantageous to be a black person in the United States and anywhere around the world. I don't care where you live at. In this day and age, yes, you may have to go through obstacles, but guess what? Everyone has to go through obstacles. That's life. There are people that swim across the pond every day, come to the United States to make an opportunity, that's willing to work 7 days a week to make a life for themselves and their family. So there's no excuse for us being in the United States as black people to not trying or wanting to outwork them. There's just no reason. Point blank period. You know, it's just because, like, you know, there's the whole reparations talk, and like, I know this is kind of an unpopular opinion. I'm not worried about reparations, honestly. I'm not gonna predicate my life in the future, my future generations, and my offspring to be worried about whether they get reparations or not. I'm not gonna tie their success and their potential down to reparation. Now, for example, Haiti, a black country, pays reparations to France, which I think is illegal. I think it's a war crime, and something should definitely be done about that. Haiti's like probably the poorest country in the world, one of the, if not the top 3, and they're paying reparations back to France. And I believe, you know, plenty of countries get money back to Israel, whatever. For real, I think for black Americans to get reparations, places like Haiti should get reparations, because they're paying reparations to France, which don't make any sense. You know, they got enslaved and they fought back and revolted, and they're paying France back reparations. Those are real black problems, unlike the problems that we face back or here in the United States as the black community.
That it's not going to be this coddling of white tears and what that looks like. We're not going to discuss, oh, maybe some of us have worked it out. No, you're always going to be racist, actually.
In addition to that, like, people worried about white people in particular being racist, or other people being racist. Just because somebody has an opinion that you don't like or is even somewhat harsh doesn't mean that they're racist. Like, I think as a black people, we have this kind of culture where we just want to absolve themselves of responsibility and don't want to accept criticism from like outward sources.
So even when you're on your path to trying to figure out how to be a better human being, because I believe that white people are born into not being human, like that actually, instead of people of color and black folks being dehumanized, that actually everyone is dehumanized off rip within white supremacy.
I think that's one of the best ways to stifle our improvement and our growth as a people if we're not willing to take criticism. Like, people criticize me on everything I do, fighting, doing YouTube, how I speak, whatever, and it's okay. You know why? Because that helps me grow as a person and improve. I'm also a coach, and I also tell people that they should improve on this, that, and the other thing. You shouldn't be worried as a black person whether somebody of another race likes you or not. That should not define your happiness in life. That should not define your identity in your life. Like, you really should not be like, okay, there's gonna be bad people from all races and all kind of backgrounds, no matter who you are. You can't just expect some kind of utopia life in this life. There's always gonna be bad people. That's the afterlife. You're gonna be like maximum bad, the bad place, and the good place, maximum good. You can't just expect everybody from everywhere just to like you and worship you all the time. Like, bad people are gonna exist. On top of that, people don't like you from a particular race. You shouldn't care. Don't worry about that. Like, don't mind them. I don't care if this white person, Hispanic person, Indian person, or whatever doesn't like me. I really don't. I mean, not that we have to happen. But like, I kind of wish there's like I had like a bunch of haters from different like racial groups that I kind of point at. But unfortunately, I don't. But I kind of wish I did. I know it sounds kind of sick. But you shouldn't be worried if a certain group of people don't like you. Do you, fam, and improve yourself and be the best person you can be. That should not be predicated from somebody of a different race not liking you, not approving of you just because you're black. When it comes to being prideful as a black person, it should really be being proud about your skin. I feel like a lot of people are like kind of like half and half when it comes to being prideful about being black. What I mean by that is, like, for example, we have like a lot of shirts called like, you know, Black Pride, Black Excellence, and I love that. Like, for example, I call myself the beautiful black man, and I have for a very long time. I have dark skin. I love my dark skin. I love my dark skin people. I love my dark skin sisters. I'm really proud and honored and feel admiration because of my dark skin. Now, I think people get offended when they see, like, you know, if somebody were to say something like white excellence or whatever, they'll be like so offended instead of laughing. For example, like, if you're offended by somebody like being proud of being white or being proud of the race, and that offends your blackness, you're really not proud to be black. You're ashamed to be black. It's like, for example, if you drive, I get people know like Porsche, for example, right? I love a Porsche. And pull any other kind of car here, and somebody pulls another car and you're ashamed of driving your Porsche. Even if it's a Ferrari or whatever, they're like, you're not proud to be black. You're not proud. You gotta pride yourself on like what you have and what you are. I think like not a lot of black people truly understand this. Like, I feel like they honestly feel like some kind of inferiority when another race is brought into the picture because they must feel insecure or ashamed of their blackness. And I'm glad that I don't have that, and I really hope and pray that my children don't ever have to experience something like that, because throughout my entire life, I was always thoroughly proud of my blackness. And it's because of people like Malcolm X, for example, and my parents, and especially my dad. My dad's a big, stoic black man, literally like an embodiment of tall, dark, and handsome. It just made me proud to be a black man, knowing I was gonna grow up to be a black man. And really, like, in the United States, like, there's so many people, especially black people from other areas, want to come to the United States because we as a black people in the modern day have so much opportunity. There's millionaires being made every day. There's a bunch of young talented black people out there. Like I know black people there that became self-made millionaires in their 20s. Even a woman person that I was dating who was a self-made millionaire, made like Wall Street money probably. And you know, she was thorough. She was very smart. Graduated college at like 19. There's black people. When you turn things into a competitive sport, we win. In politics, we have a black president. Music we dominate like crazy. Even in country, you put a black person in the country, like with Lil Nas X. I'm not a fan of him because of whatever reasons, but you put Lil Nas X in there, boom, dominate the country without even trying. Sports across the board, from boxing to golf and target, what is it, tennis? Black people dominate. Like we really are. Like, when we apply ourselves, I honestly feel, and I don't mean to say this in like a racial way, we apply ourselves. We are the most dangerous predators that God created on planet Earth. We apply ourselves. These people aren't messing with us. In my honest opinion, I think most people understand that. Like in the NBA, you want a whole bunch of black men on your team, and you probably got an advantage. This is just facts, you know? Like even in football, like unless you're going up against Tom Brady or something like that, you want like a bunch of brothers on your team. Even in business, we've created more black billionaires the last like year or so than we have any other point in history. Like look at people like Jay-Z. I think Kanye West became the richest black man in America. I think Tyler Perry, Rihanna became a billionaire. Nas is on his way. It's happening. I'm 30 now. Even when I was like 27 years old, I had over 10 white employees that were addressing me as sir or boss. And I want other black people to experience that. That, you know, like, people from all different races, backgrounds, like look up to me and respect me, and I'm very appreciative to have that. But I never had to sacrifice my blackness, my heritage, my African culture to feel sufficient in any kind of environment, or even my religious beliefs. I'm saying all to say that I know that there's like a lot of black people that go through a lot of struggle. I know we have a single father issue in the black community. I know we have a lot of toxic elements that do plague our community. But I want to tell any black person that needs some hope right now that you can rise above that. I know I grew up in a 2-parent household and had like a lot of advantages, stuff like that, and a lot of positive male influence in my life to help guide me. And if you are a black man watching this video and you feel like devoid of that, then like try to find some. Reach out to me, you know, on Instagram or Facebook, whatever. I'm not saying I'm the best example, but there's plenty of great black examples and male examples, even people other races you can learn from or take mentorship. They don't have to be black. They're just a good person, a good dude. You can learn from that person and help improve yourself. Okay, there's good people out there from all kinds of races, even. All right. So anyway, guys, that's gonna be my thoughts on black victimhood. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to comment below, guys. Tell me what you guys thought about this whole discussion. Don't forget to cop some merchandise off our websites. The link will be in the description box below. And most importantly, guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can continue to give you guys more content on a regular basis. It's your boy, Brimezus. I'll see you guys next time.